Legend has it that Greek hero Achilles discovered yarrow's unique healing powers. According to the story, he used the herb topically to staunch the bleeding of wounded soldiers, hence the genus name Achillea. Achilles would take the yarrow, chew it, creating a paste, and then wipe it over the wound. This effective herb was also used during World War I because of its blood-clotting properties. Yarrow's specific name, millefolium, is derived from many segments of foliage, hence also its popular name, milfoil and thousandweed. Yarrow is a perennial herb that flowers from May to August. It is native to Europe and Asia and neutralized in North America and most other countries throughout the world. Yarrow can grow 10 to 20 inches high with a single stem that has a fibrous and rough texture. At the base of the plant, there is typically found a mass of soft, delicately shaped leaves appearing almost fern-like and feathery. The whole plant is more or less hairy with white, silky oppressed hairs. Yarrow has alternating leaves that range from 3 to 4 inches long and 1 inch broad. The bloom of white yarrow is a compact cluster of tiny white flowers with yellow centers. It appears there are approximately 5 to 6 white petals per tiny flower, sometimes one petal overlapping another. The umbrella-like dense clusters of white flowers are flat-topped and range in circumference from 1 to 6 inches. In my observations of yarrow, the herb is an extremely resilient plant to weather and can be found high up in the windy mountaintops of the Zirka wilderness in elevations as high as 11,000 feet, where many other plants cannot survive. In the spring, when the snow starts to melt, usually the first sign of plant life you see is the yarrow stalk that survived the winter months. In your garden, yarrow is a very good companion plant. It improves the health of plants growing nearby and enhances their essential oil content, thus making them more resilient to insects and also will improve soil fertility. Yarrow is a very valuable medical herb with much scientific evidence in alternative medicine. First, I started by locating 2 ounces of fresh yarrow herb. If not in season, check your local health food stores. Next, we place the herb in the main bulb where it waits the water to come to a boil. What you see here is the Heart Magic Distiller. This is an all-glass device that facilitates the vaporizing and cooling of the herbs in order to collect and separate the essential oils. The vaporized yarrow evaporates with the water molecules. It is then passed through a cooling tube cooled with cold water. As the condensation gathers, it starts to fill the separating valve. Here, the oil is separated from the condensate and what's left is called hydrosol, which in itself has a high concentrate of yarrow and can be used medicinally. The finished product of essential oil, however, is an extremely concentrated and potent form of yarrow. This can be used as a remedy for severe colds and flu, for stomach ulcers, cramps, kidney disorders, toothaches, skin irritations, and a list of others. Recently, I've been applying the yarrow oil to my skin and have seen a noticeable decrease in skin irritation and breakouts. The yarrow herb will continue to grow and prosper, providing our planet with important natural resources that will help generations to come. Not only does it help humans medically, but is another one of Mother Earth's children that is helping to keep our planet's CO2 levels at a safe parts per million to support life. But this might not always be true for the future. The Arctic is sending us the clearest message that climate change is occurring much more rapidly than scientists previously had thought. In the summer of 2007, sea ice was roughly 39% below the summer average for 1979 to 2000. This is a loss of area equal to nearly 5 United Kingdoms. 350 parts per million is what many scientists and climate experts are now saying is the safer upper limit for CO2 in our atmosphere. Early climate impacts have led scientists to conclude that we are already in the danger zone at our current 388 parts per million. Since the beginning of the 18th century, humans have been carelessly pumping out CO2 into the atmosphere, driving cars, and chopping down our primary ecosystems. The parts per million CO2 in our atmosphere have been rising at an alarming rate since the 1900s. We risk tipping points and irreversible impacts such as plant life dying, the melting of the Greenland ice sheets, and major methane release from permafrost melt. What can we do to get back to a safe upper CO2 limit in our atmosphere before it's too late? Thousands of people are asking the same questions around the world, but 350 is more than just a number. It's a symbol of where we need to head as a planet. 350.org is creating a global grassroots movement and is a way for people to share ideas and take action in finding ways to nestle yourself into nature. To support life on our planet, we need to join together to educate people of how to live more sustainably. By signing up, you can join the global movement for a healthier, safer planet. .350.org, because the world needs to know.
Well, now getting late over in the evening, I feel like blowing my horn. When I woke up this morning, all I had was gone. Now getting late over in the evening, man. Now I feel like